So, welcome to the third session of the day, a very interesting fire chat session round. The session being Going Hyderabad as EV Hub, Distant Dream or Immediate Future. Most of us were here in the morning when you heard Mr. Abhijeet Sinha, who spoke about the EV rally which is happening and which has happened over a period of time in India. Now, we are making it a reality in this session whereby we speak with the experts, whereby we speak on Hyderabad on the crossroads of southern e-highways, going towards cities like Bengaluru, Chennai, Goa, Visakhapatnam and Mumbai. Telangana is building its state capabilities to emerge as the e-mobility hub of India, with policies, incentives, ease of doing business and subsidies as a tool. May I kindly request Mr. Abhijeet Sinha, National Program Director, Ease of Doing Business, Project Director, NHEV, DIISHA, Drone Pilot, Presidency Post of India, to please come up on the stage and moderate the session. Along with him, may I kindly invite Mr. Sashi Kumar, CEO, Surya EV Charge Partners Private Limited, Mr. K.N. Hemant Kumar, Director, International Copper Association of India, Mr. Prakash Kumar Marappan, Vice President, Business Development, AKR Infra Corporation, and Mr. Shanmugavil H. Pillai, Vice President, Operations and Engineering, Electra Green Tech Limited. A round of applause for this session, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy. Have a nice session.
Good evening, my fellow panelists. They have came here from different aspects of electric mobility, and all of you have came here for some sort of clarity that how this sector, this mobility, this new baby in technology is going to behave in your pocket, in your life. So just to put a context to it, we firmly believe that in the center stage of each technology adoption, the four important stakeholder is user itself. And when we deviate from the wish list of a user, then we end up creating something which is very difficult to swallow, which is very difficult to understand. Buying to bahut dur ki baat hai. And same has happened with electric mobility. In last 8 to 10 years, if you can recollect that the industry started growing and everyone once upon a time started thinking that we all will have electric cars. But things did not turn up that way. Why is that so? Is because of three basic reasons. And if I add one more to it, which is not in the perspective and aspects of user, then four basic reasons. One, all of you sitting in this hall would not like to buy an electric car until and unless you are 2000% sure that you can use that car out of city. Am I right? Am I connecting with you? This particular problem was not envisaged by the beginning policymaker and the beginning users, that user is going to have two cars is not necessarily possible. Many people may have only one car. So they cannot have a car for city, they cannot have a car for highway. Second part is when you are going to buy an electric vehicle, you are paying more than 3 times of what you are buying into diesel or petrol vehicle. So that threefold of cost need to be brought into consultation, need to be brought into an ease to fit into your pocket. And last, if you have an electric vehicle and you went out of city, what is happening to your vehicle, what is happening to you when you are shut down is the four most important part of your confidence on the technology. We as India's premier piloting agency, we piloted this problem on Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra in last 3 years, and we brought many more very cool and very, you can say, fit to pocket, fit to your lifestyle solutions. These 3, 4 solutions I'm listing in front of you so that you will be able to see why we have a very heavyweight panel who is going to speak about now the expansion of 5,500 kilometers across India. The number one solution which we got from Delhi and Agra trial is if you shut down with a vehicle which is EV, you are bound to get a backup of electric vehicle within 30 minutes. So sometimes sitting in a city, you are not sure about you are going to get pizza in 30 minutes, but this electric vehicle which you are driving is bound to get you a backup if you shut down due to any reason. It may be charge, it may be fuse, it may be cable, any reason. And second, when you are buying a vehicle, you are only paying 60 to 70% of the price because you are not buying the battery. Battery comes to you on subscription, and subscription is something which is reducing the upfront cost of buying. So you pay 60%, get vehicle with the battery, and every month you are paying a post-paid bill. So all of you who are young generation here may not remember that there used to be a Dhiru Bhayam money model of mobile, where you pay 500 rupees and you get a good mobile phone of 28,000 rupees. And you are stuck with that service, you have to continue with that service for 2 years. That model we replicated for electric vehicle, and you only pay 70%, 60%, you get the vehicle. Third, but not very least important, is why to buy vehicle? Am I going to buy a metro train? Am I going to buy Electra buses? No, definitely not. Then why am I supposed to be buying an electric vehicle? Why I cannot use without buying it? So we created the ecosystem on these 500 kilometers that you do not need to buy. You just book a vehicle. The vehicle will come to you with driver if you want, without driver if you want. You can self-drive. So that's the kind of confidence we created. We completed the pilot. We made one of few of those stations, and these stations, they proven to be a very strong competitor of petrol pumps. So on this dais, what we are going to discuss is how and why Hyderabad is going to be, and Hyderabad is very apt and very eligible to become the EV hub of India. Because when we are doing this 5,500 kilometer e-highway, starting from Delhi to Jaipur, going to Mumbai, starting from Delhi to Agra, going to Calcutta, then first Bharat Mala and then Sagar Mala. We find only one state which is apt to create the complete ecosystem of their electric mobility, particularly the intercity electric mobility, net zero. Because in Hyderabad, you have good access of renewable energy, and you also have a good access of supply chain management. So whatever component supply is required for developing, whatever renewable energy excess is required, both of them are there. What most important thing is needed beyond that is to have a state of ease of doing business, where you can do your business planning, where you can do bi-directional grid, you can have a spatial tariff, you can have a net metering, you can have a spatial, support from discoms and support from regular electricity agencies to give you a fast connection. So these kind of ecosystems makes Hyderabad eligible to become first state who has entire electric mobility net zero. And with this, if you also look at people who are not having electric mobility or do not have an EV, do not wish to buy also, so we have one of our very prominent speaker who will be also giving you an alternative on the retrofitting. So with this contest, I wish to start, and first presentation which we are going to put across with you is with Mr. So I just forgot your name. Hemant. So he will be able to take you through how someone who do not have an electric vehicle will be able to change his vehicle to an electric vehicle. So with this, Please join me to welcome Mr. Hemant, and over to you, Hemant. If you want to do it from there, or it will be better to do it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinha Saab. Yeah, it was great to hear you about the complete highways, how we are planning going forward. Both making a complete mala. So here in Hyderabad, we have Necklace Road, what we call around the tank bund. So the same thing we are going to do as a mala across all the national highways across India. So here, you know along with TS Redco, the state nodal agency for the Telangana, we have tried to look into various forms of public transport where we can, how do we fasten, the electrifying the transportation. So we started with a low-hanging fruit of a three-wheeler as a subject, where three-wheelers are the last mile connect what we have in the city and around the tier one and tier two cities around Telangana and all other states. So here what we did is this study came up as a follow-up from the major study what we did for the Niti Aayog. So in for the Niti Aayog, we did a consumer perspective study, as rightly put out by Sinha Saab, about how consumer is viewing our major whatever intervention, policy intervention are happening, or OEMs are changing, various technologies are coming up. So what does the end user want? So that's where we went through and we tried to understand from various cities to observe and to understand from the drivers, the auto drivers. So like what do they want from e-vehicles? So from there, many of them said we have like 8 years old vehicle, we have 10 years old vehicle. So how do I immediately change? We have till 15 years lifetime of the vehicle. So how do I change? So that's where an opportunity for the state nodal agencies came in. How do we look for an option of retrofitting? So that's where we, along with TS Redco, did this feasibility study, reached out to various driver association drivers, and understood their issues, concerns, where what will happen if they retrofit these vehicles, and how do they see over a period of next after 15 years whether there will be an extension given to them for the permits and things like that. So I will just run through briefly. So we all are aware of the challenges and the benefits of the e-vehicles, paucity of time. So I'll skip this slide. Straight away coming to the benefits of the retrofitting. So the one of the major thing which even transport department was happy about in the retrofitting was the less infusion of new vehicles coming in. So if the huge issue of traffic, what we see now and then. So with the three wheelers as such, if we are reducing those influx of new vehicles and bring on the retrofitting as an option, so this brings the circularity and the how are we working on circular economy. So this was one good thing which state government has taken into cognizance, and specifically the Telangana state government has gone ahead for giving a government order stating that for every vehicle, retrofitted vehicle, they will be giving incentive of 15%, capped up to 15,000. So this is how the state government was proactive to bring on this government order, specifically for the Telangana state. Further to it, in line with the EV policy of the state, they have gone ahead for developing a pilot program. So this is the scope of the study, where we have gone a top level assessment with all the government agencies to understand what are the basic requirements. So basic level assessment through different stakeholders were organized with ARI, the testing bodies, and next to it we gone ahead with the TCO model. So how the technical and commercial aspects, how it will be helpful. The third is with reference to the specification. How as a state nodal agency, how they go forward if there is no standardization as brought in for the kit per se. So we went on to discuss with the OEMs of retrofit kit and try to simplify that and make a standardized kit per se, specific to the Hyderabad as a city. Later on, it will be going to the tier 2 cities, Warangal, Mehboob and other parts of Telangana. So then we have gone ahead, like how do we support the OEMs also? The kit owners have certain issues on the homologation certification process. So how do we support them? So how do we simplify them? So during the stakeholder consultation with ARI, ICAT, we brought out all those things into this report and submitted to TS Redco. In addition to that, we have gone ahead to give them certain business models which will be helpful for implementation and also for drivers also to see that it is useful for them. So in consultation with the associations, the driver associations are very close, the three-wheeler association. So it was very difficult for them to accept this as a thing. But later, after 2-3 interactions, they were also happy to understand. And also they have seen other drivers, how they are earning more compared to them because of the rising petrol and diesel prices. So even CNG again. So the business models were developed with so financial sources options and a pilot design. So this was a whole feasibility study which we done for TS Redco. So as you all are aware, the basic components are the motor, the controller, the battery part and the charger part of it. So overall, if we go about a vehicle retrofitment, it would be around 1.8 lakhs to 1.9 lakhs. However, as rightly put out by Abhijeet ji, is that if battery as a cost is removed and we bring that as battery as a service model or energy as a service model, so immediately the cost comes down to around 80,000 odd only for the kit, the motor, controller, the other accessories. So that's where the model came in. So we brought in two concepts here. One is battery as a service model. One is energy as a service model. Because there are two models came up. One is battery swapping, which is now very nascent stage. The policy is yet to come. Battery swapping policy is yet to come. So what about the fixed battery solution? So both the models we have tested. So we have gone ahead after due consultations. We have gone ahead for the TCO model compared with the petrol, the diesel, and the CNG aspects. These are the costs, the payback period, which was lucrative for the auto drivers. So one is with the a fixed battery solution, one is with the swappable battery solution. Within a year, they are able to get their revenue back. So these are the two models, and we try to talk to the state nodal agency and the transport department. How do we simplify the process of this? So can we have certain sort of a single window clearance system where as an auto driver he applies for it. There is a lot of process. There are different stakeholders. How do we bring them on one page? So we try to do that after consultation. So where do they do this retrofitment? Then how do they identify which retrofitment kit is suitable for their vehicle? Because every vehicle is different. Piaggio, the Bajaj RE. So they were looking after. So further to it, they have gone ahead for how do they get permissions from RTO, and next is post retrofitment. How do they change the number plate to green it? Make it e-vehicle per se. So battery as a service model, as we are all are aware, the ecosystem is being developing. So we brought on this battery as a service model. The specification for them has been finalized with the TS Redco, how they will be going ahead, in which area they will be trying out these pilots with. So this is the pilot thing which they wanted to invest. TS Redco will be investing for the first 100 vehicles straight away. They will be procuring batteries of almost 500 numbers, 500 to 600 number batteries, 10 stations, and around for 100 autos, they will be doing a retrofitment as a pilot to understand the complete ecosystem issues, challenges, barriers, to help, to remove those barriers of which is in the mindset of the drivers. So this pilot will help them to go ahead for a large scale tendering, maybe for 1,000 numbers in the next tender. That is also in pipeline to go ahead. So there again, we are bringing in a financial institutions also. So how financial institution can support the driver there. So they are all linked to TS Redco will be acting as a nodal agency for it. Battery swapping or a fixed battery OEM kit will retrofit it. TS Redco will be the implementation partner over there. Consumer has to just approach TS Redco. Already TS Redco is having financial institutions empaneled with them. So this is the whole process they are working on to implement at a large scale, and this is scalable to other tier 2 and tier 3 cities of the within the Telangana. So this is the overall business model what we are trying to implement in Telangana, and going forward, Telangana state will be the first state to implement this kind of a solution for the three-wheelers, because this is the main last mile connectivity, and this is where if we want to do electrifying the transportation section. So this is where the it starts with two-wheelers anyway. We require a new vehicle to come in, but three-wheelers, I again say circular economy works well with the three-wheeler. So here I end my presentation. Thank you.
I think a lot of people will have a lot of questions from you, because I can see keen faces interested in understanding how this ecosystem of retrofitting will take them close to electric mobility. But we will open discussion with the panelists, and before we open discussion, let them understand who is who. So just one line of introduction from all of you. We'll start with you, and then we'll go towards Prakash.
Yeah, good evening. I am Shanmugavel. I am representing Volactra Green Tech. Many of you may be knowing it, and we should be proud of Volactra because it is the #1 EV bus manufacturer in the entire India, which is head office of Hyderabad. So I am representing that company,
Round of applause.
and which is part of the Mega Engineering Infrastructure Limited (MEIL). Again, which is again one more gemstone on the Indian map, representing Hyderabad. So I am representing that company. Thank you.
Great, great. Prakash.
Good evening, all. This is Prakash Kumar from AKR Infra Corporation. We are a Tamil Nadu-based company looking forward to invest in Andhra Pradesh, especially Telangana. And we are also closely working with solutions for integrating the electric vehicle and the renewable energy, especially on the solar and storage. So more thoughts to be shared. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Hemant Kumar from International Copper Association India. We are a not-for-profit organization supporting sustainable development goals with different government departments. So closely working with Niti Aayog and BIS on the standard formulation and other activities. So that's it from my side.
My name is Sashi Kumar. I am from Turiya EV Charge Partners Private Limited. We are charge point operators. We are into installation of charging stations across with the support of Ease of Doing Business Director, Mr. Abhijeet Sinha. He's a really good motivator, and he only guiding us to do a lot of things, a lot of immediate. Two things I appreciate in him is timely decision and commitment what he gives. And if I talk about Hyderabad, there are amazing support. Though we are from Tamil Nadu, the day he gave me intro with our Gopalakrishnan, Director Automotive of T-Hub, I think that has made a lot of incubations. In India, I think T-Hub has made a lot of incubations. That's what I heard about. The same day, that was on holiday, I asked for an appointment. He just told me, come after 1 hour. So I went to the lab and we had a lot of interesting scopes about retrofit as he was discussing. We are started in a small way of retrofitting, sir, not in a big way, but the motivation from the Hyderabad is amazing. So hats off to our Hyderabad team and especially the government, the minister and the entire team. So thank you so much. I feel that I missed it. I would have born in Hyderabad. Anyway, thank you.
So with this, we will have a format of discussion. And I can see neighboring state participants from Tamil Nadu also. Very prominent question from all of you. Anybody can pick up an answer. Is electric mobility has two aspects. One is the total cost of ownership, how much you are paying for buying the vehicle, the charger, and the entire ecosystem. And second is what is the net saving you are actually making for all that investment. So in these two ecosystems, have we managed to bring our consumers, our users, on a very straightforward manner, the way they look at petrol, the way they look at diesel, the way they can look at electric mobility, that if I'm going to choose this, then this is my income or this is my saving. So have we cleared the water as of now, or it is still little bit muddy? Yeah. And I will keep on interrupting if I need to interpret your version to the audience.
Yeah, to answer your question, it is getting crystallized, but it is not fully crystallized as of now. It is still, there is a turbulence or the mud in the water only. In terms of if you are concentrating as an individual or business, that whether that electrical vehicle, there are two kinds I would like to throw. One is on still about our Indian way of thinking. Indian way of thinking is, why do I invest so much money in the beginning itself, even though I know that there is a total cost of ownership is really beneficial after 1 year or 2 years. So instead of spending today 1 crore or 10 lakhs or 1 lakh, whatever the case is, as against 2 to 3 times of what is that fossil fuel vehicles are giving. But if you are seeing as a whole nation as also as a perspective, why that India is economically, when it is growing so much now, with the focused approach, what is really pulling down? Why that Indian rupee value is getting not so, increasing as, improving as compared to the dollar value or something like that. If you are combining both together as a thing, then we will consider that electrical vehicle. I am not talking about the environmental benefits and all those things which are additional benefits. But in terms of benefits, in terms of revenue, in terms of this is also the electrical vehicles are much better if you are comparing the long term. This is what my short questions are. Other can answer on this.
For audience, let me come into the TV debate mode because you will be able to understand better. I'll ask you a question from your bus perspective. You are a bus manufacturer. You are manufacturing a bus of around 1.5 crore. On an average, this is the ticket size of an electric bus. These buses are bought by state government, sometimes central government, and mostly the buying entity is state transport STUs. Majority of STUs are already into losses. They are not into a very good health condition. And the contract on which these buses are bought are usually GCC, where you have to reduce per kilometer operational cost. The person who is quoting the most less is the winner. What we do as ease of doing business is, we are operating buses between Delhi, Jaipur, Delhi, Agra, Delhi, Dehradun, Delhi, Chandigarh. We do not ask government to own that buses. We tell fleet operator of Jing Bus, Red Bus, and other bus operator to own those buses and operate, earn that money from the consumer who was paying 1200 rupees on a diesel bus, which was a Mercedes and used to be Volvo, and now they are paying 672 rupees on an electric bus. So that confidence, that saving which we saved is translated to the ticket price. When it comes to operating those buses and owning those buses, we also subtracted government from buying those buses. So right now what we believe is the problem, that every investment which is happening into electric mobility on the larger side, it need not to be done by the government. If government is going to buy all chargers, what has happened to chargers? You can ask audience. Many of them, they will say, we went to a charger, it was not working. It was brought by somebody's taxpayer money. And due to some contract issue, due to some maintenance issue, it did not work. So from my side, your question is this, that as an ecosystem, we have managed to create an impetus. We have managed to create an interest of all 80% bus operator who are today owning diesel buses. Only 20% is owned by government right now. That's all the city bus. Intercity is owned by private operator. So as an ecosystem into electric mobility, we have managed to create that interest. We have managed to bring them on the board that you please come, and without any support or subsidy from government, the way you buy a diesel bus, you buy an electric bus, run it through, reduce your ticket cost, and then give more facility and more amenities to people. Have we managed to create that, or is still that sector is dependent on subsidies and other things? That's my question.
Yeah. In terms of electric buses, we are the number one in India in running more number of buses in the Indian roads. We have covered almost nearer to 10 crore kilometers on Indian roads. And to answer your question, there are two things which I can say. Point number one, in Pune city, that we are having more than 500 buses which are running now. Today, any one of you, if you go and see there, the people that are normal passengers like you and me will be waiting for the Electra bus to come to board rather than boarding in any other buses. It is a true reality, because whenever I go to the Pune, I used to travel in the buses to see. Point number one. Point number two, the buses we are designing the buses with the factor of safety in such a way, even up to 120 passengers are traveling in the buses. It's a reality again. You can say, check with the reality. And with a complete comfort where the passengers want to travel in the Electra bus only, even with the 120 passengers. The point number three, to answer your question, that the ecosystem without the government support, many of us, those who are in the automobile industry or any other manufacturing industry, we know the cost graph will come down once the volume graph goes up. So when we are in 2015, actually that buses industry, I'm talking about buses industry, electric buses started coming inside, and we are very proud to say that Electra is the first one to give the electric bus in India. So with that time, if you are saying that the buses manufacturing cost is much higher than the what cost we were selling. But today, thanks to the support of the Indian government and people like Mr. Abhijeet Sinha, they were continuously changing the policies, Make in India movement, the PLI schemes, everything is making the volume of the business to goes up. Naturally, every one of us know the fixed cost will be amortized over the period of the volume.
Right.
If the volume goes up, the fixed cost comes down, the variable cost also will come down.
Right.
So this economic draw line will be coming only when the volume goes up. It is going up now. It is almost now picked up in the two-wheeler industry. Now it is going to come in the three-wheeler. The buses, of course, it has not reached that level. To answer your question, not that level. But having said that, the way that economics of scales are going up, we are going to be faster to reaching the scale. Before that, only one statistics I want to give. As per the economic survey of the Fortune magazine, in 2020, the world was having 170,000 buses only in the entire world, electric buses. Out of the 170,000 buses, 160,000 buses are from Asia Pacific. Out of which 58,000 buses are from China. Only 3,000 buses from India, out of which Electra was having around 1,200 buses. So when the volume goes up, this like a EOQ, many of them, very simple model, EOQ model, we would have studied in economic order quantity.
Right.
Similarly, the cost compromises will come and the price benefits will come to the consumers. And last but not the least, only one point I will tell you, maybe I am taking a longer discussion.
No problem. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, longer discussion. When the Volvo with the AC bus came inside India, everybody thought that this is not a business model. But after that, people, even Ashok Leyland Tata Motor buses, they started putting the Volvo and they are giving the price increase. So Indian people are willing to pay the money for the value. So electric buses are calmless, no noise, as compared to any of the diesel buses. Electric buses are very comfortable in terms of power consumption, what Electra is giving. we are running almost 1 kilowatt hour per kilometer with a 12-meter bus. So in terms of anything,
So on
when
the-
the diesel price goes up,
On the amenity side of buses, what all features is coming into buses, I will have to come back to you. Let me shift to Prakash for the charger. Because charger is the another component without which this intercity, this dream of creating a hub in the southern part, Hyderabad is situated in the center of all right and all left to the Deccan to the other side of Maharashtra. Charging infrastructure in last 10 years has grown considerably in the beginning from the government pocket. So the initial lot of charger which you will see is bought by the government, is tendered by the government. People thought that creating a comparison between a car electric and a car diesel or petrol is the right comparison. After 8 and 10 years of rigorous spending, incentivizing, and many of the formulated overspending, I will say, we realized that we did a wrong comparison. Actually, we were supposed to comparing petrol pump with the charging station. If you would have compared petrol pump with charging station, you would have created large infrastructure to give confidence to each and every person that now I only need to think about the vehicle. And if the vehicle is something which I am not buying, then I only need to think about my choice. That whether I will go to from Chennai to Hyderabad on a diesel bus or I will go on electric bus. I will hire a diesel car or I will hire electric car. So in this comparison, since Prakash, you are going to do a technical trial between Chennai and Trichy next month, and you are also going to do 6 more highways in Tamil Nadu, 3 highways into Telangana is also coming up on the cards. Do you think the kind of business which we have created, it require on the intercity part, it required a predefined minimum guarantee model by deployment of certain vehicle from the start city to the end city. It may be buses also, it may be cars also, so that minimum 30% to 40% utilization of infrastructure can be assured. This is what is 60% into Delhi, Jaipur now. And this utilization creates an entire ecosystem of profitability, utilization, break even, and business case. This is something what you are doing into your estate, you are doing into your estate. So how do you think it is, how much it is important for someone who is entering into business to have a sign of 30% utilization and break even of an infrastructure into 36 to 40 months? That's my question. How important it is?
Yeah. So I think I need to link to your first question, whether the ecosystem is established by the government entities or by the manufacturers like Electra, Mr. Shanmugavel was describing more. So with that input, nowadays as an individual customer or a corporate client or a manufacturer are well established into an EV ecosystem, and they started migrating to an EV ecosystem from the so-called diesel and petrol engines. So coming to the utilization factor of a charger, so far it is 4 to 5% irrespective of a city or a urban area. So when the ecosystem will be established more, like Electra, the other manufacturers are coming in, as far as the bus and the commercial taxis are going to pick up more. So when that situation is created, definitely the EV infrastructure will also get a parallel penetration into the market. And that's how the utilization factor will boom up to 30% or 25%, what Mr. Sinha was describing. So in this present situation, yeah, of course, there are some hurdles. One, to invest on the charges, seeing the payback period goes up to 6-7 years. But when time comes where more number of EVs put in the roads, maybe a fleet operation or maybe an individual user, thereby you can create at least 10% of volume by next year, 2024. And anticipated in 2025, at least 25 to 30% of capacity utilization may come up in terms of charger utilization.
So very, very well said, very well defined. And I believe anyone who is investing into infrastructure look at it as a positive investment, and they do not look at it something which actually has happened. Our national average of a charger utilization is 3% to 5% if it is a public charger. What does it mean economically? It means economically 45 years of break even. A charger which is bought by a government spending, installed somewhere, sometime it is not working, sometime there is no place to park a vehicle there, and it has a 45-year break even. We have not created the ease of doing business on the profitability into the sector until and unless there is a committed. So before we go to committed, the components into the committed minimum guaranteeing of charging and utilization, and reaching to that tipping point of break even of 36 to 40 months. My next question is from Hemant. Hemant, you spoke about retrofit, and we already having each charging station of National Highway EV is having 20 two-wheeler and 20 three-wheeler on the station. These all are remote locations. These all are on the highway after each 50 kilometer. So definitely it's between two cities. And each station is having 20 two-wheeler and three-wheeler, means these all stations are also having a cargo hub. So whatever e-commerce orders which you are placing is coming to, maybe I can take an example of Madurai, Chennai, or any city in between these cities, or maybe Delhi to Agra. You can take a brilliant example of Vrindavan, where it's a small city and you have a station. So someone sitting into Vrindavan willing to buy a laptop they ordered on Amazon, Flipkart, anywhere, it delivered on the station. From a station, it goes to the last mile delivery on electric vehicle. So these 20 vehicle and 20 electric three-wheeler and two-wheeler are the property of the station. They are operated by people across from the local vicinity, and they are also having the opportunity of employment the way we have opportunity of employment as Swiggy in the cities. So Swiggy in the cities is giving employment to a lot of people, very average skilled, very average literate, but they are getting an opportunity of earning 3 to 400 rupees per day. In this context, when these 20 two-wheeler and 20 three-wheeler is not the height of extent, they are going to grow. So people around that station, 50 kilometer around that station, when they see this 20 vehicle are coming and doing the goods delivery, they go to a station and they also get opportunity to drive one of them on subscription, a very simple mobile subscription. When they have their own vehicle to be converted into retrofit, what is the path look like? How and what kind of competence these stations need to develop so that somebody steps in, walks in with his vehicle and they say, I want it electric. How do you do it? So that's my question to you.
Well, presently there are very few OEMs working on the retrofitment of three-wheelers. To start with, there are only 5 or 6 OEMs who got certification done from ARI and ICAT, and specifically for L5 passenger only, and nothing much on goods presently. However, there are being R&D and sufficient work is being under progress for the goods as well. So once we get the procedure is very simple, that the OEM for his retrofitment kit, he gets the homologation for specific vehicle. If he is going for a Bajaj or Piaggio vehicle, for that particular vehicle he has to get a homologation done. So presently there are very few OEMs, so there is lot of government support required for supporting the goods side of the L5 for retrofitment as an option. However, for the passenger side, yes, there are good OEMs in Hyderabad, in Delhi, and cities like Bengaluru and Chennai, and where they got homologation done for these two vehicles, Bajaj RE and Piaggio, and they are doing the retrofitment whenever, and it hardly takes 2 or 3 days to do the retrofitment, and the ease the retrofitment is very simple. One, they have to go to the RTO, so form 22, I suppose, they have to fill and submit. Within a week they get a response. I'm talking of Bengaluru format, where they get a response within a week's time, and they go to a retrofitment center. do the retrofitment. It takes 3 to 4 days, specifically because of they have to fix the battery dimension casing. So only for that reason it takes time. Otherwise, it's a day. In a day's time, they will be able to do the retrofitment.
So-
it is
so-
purely the homologation. It's purely the certification process from the transport department, which is taking time.
So this makes us reach to a very interesting addition into the Hyderabad version of National Highway E, which is already shining with 3 components of net zero and a easy component hub making of Hyderabad. Each station which will be falling into Telangana, are you ready as an state to develop that station as a hub for retrofit? What work he has done, wonderful work, can be installed, and he's saying in 3 days, if it is possible to do an consultation, price fixation, and whatever need to be done, and in a week's time, what vehicle you have in 3-wheeler can be converted into electric. So that's the capability which is nowhere in 5,500 kilometers across India. It can only happen into Telangana. I'm going to write about it to your state government that if it is possible, all these stations can also be developed as a hub to convert these electric vehicles. Thank you very much for the input. Shashi, I will come to you. It is my pleasure that you wholeheartedly, with a very, happily and with a joy, you expressed your comfort and your ease and your experience what you had with Telangana government. In coming time, when we are planning to do at least one of the highway in this state, to understand what kind of economics is required to put and what kind of ticket price will be given to people. If it is Hyderabad, is there any nearby city, any nearby place you can name which is in the, can anybody from audience say Hyderabad से 300 किलोमीटर की दूरी पे कौन सा शहर है? 200-250 किलोमीटर की दूरी पे. Which city? Nizamabad. Okay. So that's around 300 kilometer. So on that 300 kilometer on National Highway EV, when we conduct trial, what all come out is how much you are paying today to book a vehicle from Hyderabad to that place, Nizamabad, or how much you pay for an electric bus seat. Right now it's a diesel bus, but when you will have an electric bus, what is the cost? So on your phone, next time after this trial, when you book a vehicle, you get an electric option, and that electric option is like France to Luxembourg, Luxembourg to Berlin is without driver. So you just need to have a driving license. You can have your own vehicle. It is delivered to your doorstep, and then you can take it forward. You can drive yourself. So in this pretext, when we do technical trial, we only come out with 2 details, right? Number of station required and what kind of facilities is required on these stations, what kind of charger to support an initial fleet of 20 buses and somewhere around 150 4-wheelers. And you will be very, very happy to know that all these 20 buses and 4-wheeler are backed by a roadside assistant that if they shut down, within 30 minutes they get a backup from the nearby station. So after each 50 kilometer, the station which come up is also in capability to cover 50 kilometer up and 50 kilometer down if any electric vehicle got shut down. So Shashi ji, my question from you is, are you willing to do a technical trial in only Tamil Nadu, or you wish to come to Telangana also? What's your...
If we give me a chance, 3 chances, Hyderabad, Hyderabad and Hyderabad. Because I'm not blaming anybody at our place. The things are very fast, which we can do it. We are already in the infrastructure development in Tamil Nadu. We have, we know what's happening and what's the reality. Actually, it's like egg is first or chicken is first. People have a myth. They are much reluctant. Whether if I take my car, if I may take my vehicle, whether I can reach the destination without charging, or the charge will run out or something. But the opportunities, as you said, the people are talking about, I think Electra was also giving the same answer, I think. And I think Prakash also has briefed it. Very true. If we're given a chance, definitely we are ready to do both Tamil Nadu and Hyderabad. Hyderabad, I think already a lot of vehicles are running. For example, you can take, and the tariff is also very less when compared to Tamil Nadu, like for the EV charging stations and approvals, other things. So that people are very easy. Like for example, we don't have any even fleet operation is not in Tamil Nadu. Only the people who are owning the vehicle are running the show. So if we get an opportunity of getting the permissions and permits are allowed in Tamil Nadu, it will be good for us also. But meantime, the preference is first I can do it for Hyderabad. Parallelly, we can do it for Tamil Nadu also if we get an opportunity. Thank you.
And usually cherry on the top for audience, when we conduct trial, we run around 10, 12 buses. We run around 20 odd electric vehicles. We never pull them back. We did on Delhi, Jaipur, Delhi, Agra. It was only meant for 90 days, but we never got opportunity to bring those vehicle back. It is still running. Whenever you travel, if people who wish to Google it, you can Google National Highway Electric Vehicle. The short name is NHEV. People who wish to see the station, you can Google National Highway EV, NHEV station revealed by our Honorable Minister Road Transport and Highway, Sri Gadkari ji. You will be able to see a lot of videos, lot of station modules, and it absolutely looks like a space station. It does not look like a charging station or a parking station. So I wish to save some good 5 minutes for the audience interaction. A lot of you would be having question. So by the time you raise your hand and microphone reaches to you, let me ask a question from the panelists that I am envisaging a bus journey. You will have to tell me in answer in only one line that I will go for it or I will wait for it. So right now, any distance between one city to another city, which is a 300-kilometer distance, and you travel by air, you have to report to airport 2 hours at least before, and then you take at least 45 minutes to get your luggage. So almost is a 5-hour journey. If I am giving you a bus, which is half of the price of the current bus, which is a diesel or Volvo or Mercedes buses, and these buses welcome you, you can onboard from a 5-star hotel on the lobby, you are getting an boarding pass, you are frisked, your complete security checkup is done as good as the flight, and then when you enter, you are getting a hot towel, you are getting a cold towel as per the environment, you are getting soup, soft drink, and whatever welcome drink as per the cuisine of the place. You have onboard stewards like air hostesses on the plane. You have good comfortable seats, and these seats are having a screen in front of you. You have sanitized headphones, you have a laptop rack, and you can also have a very fast internet which is not there in the flight. When you reach to a station, you are welcomed by the hostess and you are taken around. You have a welcome drink within 30 minutes, whatever food you wish to eat, whatever is there in your card already, you finish, you come back to bus, and then you again deboard on a 5-star hotel. So how does it look like? Our question is that someone who has traveled once by this, he will go to diesel bus again, or someone who has not traveled, he will go to that person and will say, boss, there is no point of taking flight for 300 kilometers. Let's go by electric bus. What's your answer? All of you, one by one.
Only thing you have missed, how much time it will take to travel 300 kilometers.
300 kilometers is around...
No, because of the traffic condition and national highways which you are building.
Right.
Maybe can I take it around 3 hours?
3 hours?
Or 4 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. 4 hours. I will go for it.
See, I'll also prefer if the flying time maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour, which will be 300 and 350 kilometers by road, it will be taking 5 hours. So let me have a pleasure of enjoying the EV with all the amenities you said.
Right.
So I'll prefer for that.
You are going to conduct trial into Tamil Nadu and then in Hyderabad.
Of course.
Yeah, I will obviously go for it.
But you will also promote this to someone who is still using flight?
No, not possibly, because for 300, I remember Indore, Bhopal traveling EV. I mean, it was a good experience, and you feel rather than going by other vehicle, you will obviously take EVs. So e-buses running Indore, Bhopal, I mean, it's an example which I have taken. So obviously, next time, anyway, EV is is the best.
Wonderful.
And in the same lines, I wanted to add the three-wheelers also.
Yeah.
The same question we asked the ICE owners and the e-vehicle owners when we asked. So the ICE owners were very much eager. When do we either retrofit or sell off this vehicle, go for EV? So even three-wheelers, people are, the drivers are, because they have to sit in that, they have to sit in this, agronomic, I mean, they have an issue of back and things like that. So that sort of comfort they were feeling in e-vehicles.
Flights
So
are terribly uncomfortable.
No, I'm talking about three-wheeler. Yeah, I agree.
But
Three-wheeler,
buses are
ICE
relatively
and
comfortable than flights.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I was bringing in three-wheeler concept also in it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Buses are more comfortable. If you look at the new version of buses, they have good recliner seated.
This change is inevitable. You are asking me whether you are ready to see RRR movie, Bahubali or any other movie. Definitely with all these amenities. And second thing, eco-friendly. That is your what you are leaving for the future generations. You are not just leaving and going. So you're making more greener. So definitely I will, and I'll recommend also. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Only one point. You have now in the entire cycle from, let us take it to the Hyderabad. From my Balanagar go to Samsabad, I have to spend around 1,000 rupees for the cab or something. Minimum. I'm talking about even Ola or Uber. Then getting into this and waiting 2 hours, whatever you're saying. Then again getting down from there to go to the places. So if all combined, that economics also works very nicely with that all the amenities, what you're saying, it is like we are in the heaven.
Absolutely.
So surely we'll go for the buses only.
So why I asked this question from my fellow panelists is because with very much content and responsibility and seriousness, I am going to announce from this stage that within 6 months, we will conduct a trial into Hyderabad in Tamil Nadu and in Telangana. Tamil Nadu dates are already declared for next month. In Telangana, we will declare after discussing with the state government. And once these buses conducted their trial, trust me, nobody has guts to pull them back. They keep on doing their business and they scale up. So with this, we open this conference for the question on the audience. Anybody who has a question, please raise your hand. Somebody will give them the microphone and then we can take the question. Please identify yourself, your name, and then question. Keep it short. We want other people also.
Yeah, myself Suresh Gupta. I'm from Nalgonda, Telangana state. I'm working for environment. Just I want to congratulate you all, Hemant Kumar and all panelists and mainly Abhijeet ji. तो मैंने जो आपने जो बोल रहे थे तो कंज्यूमर का अवेयरनेस और ज़्यादा डिमांड होना चाहिए देन कास्ट रिड्यूस हो जाएगा बोल रहे थे तो एज ए कॉमन मैन तो किस तरह से हम लोग ने मतलब अवेयरनेस के लिए एज ए एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट किस तरह से हम लोग ने लोग को ये इन्फॉर्मेशन पहुंचाना है। मैं एक छोटा से गांव से नलगोंडा डिस्ट्रिक्ट से आया मतलब बड़ा शहर में इतने डिस्कशन हो रहे मगर इट विल नॉट रीच द कॉमन पीपल ऑन डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल। So, and I want to congratulate the way Hemant Kumar associate with the auto drivers. So, I want to congratulate the Hemant Kumar also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So
I will address the first question, then I'll come back to you. You said common man इस पूरे इनिशिएटिव से कैसे कनेक्ट होगा? कॉमन मैन तब तक कनेक्ट नहीं होगा जब तक हम उसको दूर से कुछ भेजते रहेंगे। कॉमन मैन से आप एक्सपेक्ट करोगे कि वो कहीं गांव में रहता है। ही हैज़ अ माइंड सेट दैट इस बार अगर मैं गाड़ी खरीदने जा रहा हूँ 2 व्हीलर तो मैं इलेक्ट्रिक खरीदेगा और अगर इलेक्ट्रिक खरीदेंगे तो यू हैव टू गो टू हैदराबाद, यू हैव टू गो टू चेन्नई टू सी द व्हीकल। व्हेन यू आर गोइंग टू शोरूम इज सेइंग दिस इज 3 times महंगा। You are buying into 40,000, this is costing 1,20,000. So he is also telling you the entire mathematics, why you should buy, total cost of ownership, running per kilometer. And the gentleman, that common man, maybe a young guy of 20, 24 years, has to understand that entire economics in his mind. He has to go back to his village and then he has to convince his parents who are traditionally thinking, what is this? What electric vehicle is this? ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा? Nobody knows. So our conception is do not call people, do not give them so much load. You reach to people, open a station in the interior part of the highway, let his entire family come to the station, enjoy the vehicle into 140 rupees. Just by scanning through Paytm, you enjoy the vehicle for 1 day, 2 day, and then you come back and tell me you want to buy new one or you want to contact Heman. Over to you.
Yeah. So in terms of communication, TS Redco is the state nodal agency, and they are working on developing videos in Telugu language for two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and also four-wheeler, along with the charging stations. So again, for the four-wheeler on the highways, where are the charging stations from here to while traveling to Vijayawada up to Suryapet is the Telangana border. So up to there, we are trying to organize videos specifically, and those videos will be out in a maybe month and a half time. So TS Redco is a nodal agency. They are working for promotional activities, and they are the nodal agency who are having a TS EV app, TS Telangana State EV app, which has all the different models in different districts, where the they can just in the mobile they can purchase the vehicle, and the vehicle will come to their doorstep. So that is kind of a app they have already created. It was launched by KTR Garu 2 months back. So those things are already there. So we are just promoting through certain videos.
That's the kind of beauty that you have already done this, and in 1 month he is going to release that video. No other state has reached to the conceptualization of this level of awareness penetration. Heads off to you. Very, very well done. Any other question? Meanwhile, somebody raises their hand to ask a question. I will translate this answer for the bus perspective. Common man is always hit by the pocket. If you are paying 1200 rupees to carry yourself on a diesel bus, and if you are paying 600 rupees to enjoy an electric bus, it automatically fits in your pocket. It automatically reaches to you. We are a country of 800 million mobile phone users. And trust me, Government of India, Government of Telangana never has held a camp for giving people mobile. They all bought it themselves. Few people have 2 mobiles like me. So there is no need for awareness when you are pocket fit. So bus side, what sir has is the per kilometer running cost and the total cost of ownership, penetration on replacement of old buses, diesel buses, bringing new electric buses. This all together totals and percolates translate to only one thing, that you end up paying half of the bus ticket price. Am I right, sir? You was to add something to it?
So, as he rightly pointed out, I used to tell my people and everybody in the organizations also, that when the supplier comes and gives their product and asks us to try it, I used to say, let your product speaks for you. You need not to come and demonstrate, or you want to recommend your product. If you are getting the benefit, we will be automatically coming to you. Similarly, as a consumer, we are also a consumer. Every one of us, those who are sitting here, also a consumer in a one way or other. Either we are traveling by the flight or by the bus or by the train. As long as it is economically working out, that surely we will go for it. It is need not to be recommended by anybody. Surely now that EV segment in the entire India, being it a two-wheeler, three-wheeler or four-wheeler or buses, for the common people, that EV is going to become more economical. And like what Sinha ji said, if all the amenities are coming, it will be better than anything else. Looking forward to the best travel as enjoying the public of India. Thank you.
Now you can say within 6 months. Yeah, over to you.
Sure.
One vehicle, TS Redco has got one retrofitted vehicle just beside the exit here. So you can see how the vehicle is there, and you can visit that vehicle to see. It's a retrofitted auto. It is just beside that exit after the TS Redco stall.
Thank you. Thank you. So any other question? Anybody? Any gentleman? Yes, sir. Hyderabad rocks.
There is one question regarding safety of the persons. Like you might have heard, there are so many batteries.
Sir, if you will hold mic properly, this way. Tera surur.
You might have heard about the batteries being busted. So is there any survey done or study done for the safety of the people? If battery burst, what precautions, what safety will be taken, and what is to be done? Some procedure is to be laid down for the safety of the people. Is there any survey done or any research has been done on that? Because I have heard so many cases, the battery is being burst in scooty, in so many vehicles. So have you done any survey regarding taking the precaution of the passengers?
Okay, from Olectra as a bus manufacturing capability, he will be able to tell you what measures he has taken for the safety of people. From the standard perspective of Government of India, since I have been closely working with them, I will tell you the perspective which government has taken. Number one, the standards for the bus safety, the battery standards, has been raised to AIS 156. It is very, very much secure, and at least the bus battery is in position to give you an alarm if it is behaving weird. Plus, apart from this, there are technical recommendations also under deliberation with Ministry of Science and Technology, BIS, and ICAT, ARAI, that a bus battery should always be periodically checked, and if it is having any weird behavior of charging or discharging, heating, or deviating from the thermal pattern or thermal runout, it can be brought into consultation for a halt testing, highly accelerated life cycle testing. Once these testings are done, if there is a fault in one of the cell, it can be cured. If it is not done, if there is no fault, then it can again be tested until it becomes started behaving normal. Last but not least, every bus is also checked and periodically monitored by an eSIM. This eSIM is connected with their control room, which is getting the live data of the heat behavior of the bus. And in any condition in India, the kind of buses and the kind of environment we have, we are trying to keep at least the ecosystem of early alarm. If the early alarm is done, then people get opportunity to get on the bus, and if something happens out of that, at least life of people can be secured. That is what I can assure from the perspective of standards. Rest you can add from the Olectra perspective.
Yeah, this is safety is considered in the electric buses. Mainly, I will talk about the buses only. But others are two-wheelers and three-wheelers. Every one of you will be knowing it here and there. But I want to really congratulate the Indian government and especially the standards. AS 156 is for the smaller vehicle and AS 038 for our buses, which has been phase 1 and phase 2. Now, whatever the government has enforced that the safety requirement, human safety requirement on the buses are, I can tell you, you can refer to any of the Google or anywhere, it is better than anywhere in the world standard. Anywhere in the world standard. Now that A038 phase 1, phase 2 without compliances, we cannot run the buses. We cannot run the buses, and Olectra is the compliance 100% to that. And moreover, I want to tell you one thing. We are already running more than 1,000 buses. 1,200 buses are already running on the roads, and we are running the electric buses for 5 years. That speaks for you. The safety is spoken by the proof of the pudding is in eating.
Any other question? Yogesh ji has a question for us.
Excellent panel, I would say, and apt topic. We are talking of Hyderabad as an EV hub. I have a question from the manufacturing perspective. How much is our dependence on China for EVs, and how much percentage is local manufacturing?
So very apt question, and I have no issue and no compulsion to answer you with a sugar coating. We are still importing a lot of material from China. Our supply chain management of electric vehicle and battery both are very, very in the beginning stage. Very soon, very recently, we have started one of the first cell manufacturing unit in Bangalore, that is Log9. And other than that, most of the cells, most of the battery packs which you are seeing, the cell is imported from some other state. When it comes to vehicle, majority of vehicle having their BMS not developed in India, few of them now they have started developing, and particularly the other component of lithium ion battery. It's very unfortunate but true, not only lithium ion, while the other component, zinc, cobalt, aluminum, they are also imported from other countries because we do not have a supply line of that level of material which is needed to be used into electric mobility. So we have a long path to travel in this direction, And I'm glad that Informa Market, when you conduct these seminars, these programs and then exhibitions, a lot of people who are looking for right partnership, they actually get an scale up opportunity to do handshake and meet actual people. I'm also looking forward to battery segment, the battery exhibition in coming month, and Log9, I believe, is going to showcase there. This would
One of
be
our
first opportunity.
leading partners for our battery show.
They are showcasing there,
Yeah.
right? So that's the kind of handpick which you have brought from the industry, the most advanced one and most progressive one. And entire industry, when we come to Informa or REI or RenewX, we actually managed to get the broken links between the manufacturing, supply chain, business management, vendors, services, technology, and products. Thank you for the question. Anyone
you.
wish to add something to it? Hemant, you will be able to add. You are doing retrofit.
Yes, not only retrofit, we have done a study with Energy Storage Alliance on battery supply chain, upstream, downstream gaps we have. So that will be launched next week during Energy Storage Week at Pragati Maidan by Ministry of Mines, Secretary Ministry of Mines and Consumer Affairs, both two secretaries are part. So there again, as rightly said, various things. So from the copper industry, the copper foil going in the cell is not there in India. That grade, 0.6 to 10 micron, 6 micron to 10 micron grade foil is required for the cell manufacturing. Only China has the manufacturing capability. So in India, making it Atmanirbhar, we are trying to get the technology transfer from Taiwan and South Korea. So we are working for the copper industry for that. Yeah.
So thank you. With this, we have reached to the end of this session. I hope you all of you enjoyed, and the panelists who have given a lot of insightful, knowledgeable remark has managed to bring you close to the ecosystem. Where do you stand as a user, as a consumer, backbone of this new technology? And I'm glad to have a wonderful audience. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to my co-panelists. Would ask you all to come together again, along with Yogesh and Julian and Amit, for another group picture. Anyone having a question, we will take it off the dais. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With this, we come to the end of day one, and what a wonderful session with Abhijeet ji and all the panelists. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart and invite Mr. Yogesh Mudras, Managing Director, Informa Markets, to present a token from our side to Abhijeet ji and our panelists. Thank you so much, Abhijeet ji. May I please invite Mr. Sashi Kumar, Mr. Hemant Kumar, Mr. Prakash Kumar Marappan, and Mr. Shanmugavel H. Pillai. May I kindly request everybody to come for a group photograph? May I also request Mr. Julian Thomas to join us on the stage? Julian, please join us on the stage. Mr. Sinha, we have a gentleman presenting you with the token, please. Thank you, Yogesh. Ladies and gentlemen, what a gesture. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Sinha. Thank you so much, panelists.